Hello, my darlings. It's Friday, the 5th of December. It's so lovely to have you here. And I'm bringing you today my special episode with Brother Francis, where he's in the trance state. And I bring to you to tell you that trance is nothing to be scared of. It is the very foundation of mediumship. And Brother Francis is bringing his wisdom in abundance to us. And he has many things, I tell you, in his Christmas stocking for you today. Aren't we lucky? So let's dive into part 2 with the lovely Brother Francis.
Oh, well, hello, my dear. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you very well. It's lovely to have you on the show. Thank you.
Oh, it's wonderful to be here. So, what I would like to do first of all, if you wouldn't mind, is just to say a few words. Is that okay, dear?
Oh, the microphone, as we say in the show business world, in some respects, is all yours.
Oh, well, marvellous. So, what I want to say to you and also to those that will be listening is to learn the art of relaxing, learn to understand your path with spirit. For at times you may say, oh, it's not an easy one. There are struggles along the way. There's a lot of difficulties, you may say. But you must also look at the memories that you gather within your unfoldment, within your development. For there are many experiences that you have discovered within you, for the abilities are limitless. The potential goes on and on, but it's only you that stops yourself from reaching that potential because you don't relax enough. And sometimes a lot of mediums don't enjoy enough. So it's recognizing what your purpose is, recognizing how the spirit world are working through each one of you. For there will be different experiences unfolding. And as we advance as a world, and as you are, there is new progression of development, of unfoldment. And so we say, how can we surrender without the mind interfering? Well, my dears, sit. Sit and understand the purpose. Understand how you can quiet your mind, not to throw it away or fight with it, but to learn to be free within the moment, to accept the challenges of life, to face them, and to deal with them one step at a time. For that is why you have come here, is it not? To learn about your journey, to learn to progress within your soul. And as you do, that expansion of consciousness rises, for the memories it gathers and takes into the next world. To learn to progress. You are so much more than your everyday life. You are so much more. You are that eternal power. You are that spirit. So learn to shine. Learn to be in harmony with what you love. For when you do, you'll find your purpose. You'll find what is necessary for you to move forward. So I just wanted to say those few words. Thank you.
Thank you. They were very wise words, and you've obviously read the room well, because there's a lot of mediums who listen to this. So thank you. I want to ask you a question, if I may, and I think it's something that trips a lot of us up. When you are to sit, as you've said, in silence, we call it, as I'm sure you know, sitting in the power. There's a lot of different techniques around. How does one do that? From my understanding, I believe it's focusing on the feeling of love. Can you give us some clarity on that?
Oh, yes. Well, you see, every different individual will have many different understandings on that subject of sitting in the power. But it's truly what brings you close to the oneness of life. You see, love itself is an expression. It's a power, an energy, as you say. But I would say, what is it that makes you happy? When you have those memories of happiness, of peace within your life, you've been to an experience before within your life where perhaps you've gone on holiday and you've gone to a church, or you've gone to a natural space that's been there for eons of time. And within that moment, you have felt as though you are within that existence of something far greater than you. When you are within the plane and looking down upon life, you recognize how small your world truly is. But it gives you a different perspective, a bigger expansion into that reality of energy, that you are much more. And so the practice of sitting in the power is learning to find that stillness. But when you have those memories that I just spoke about, where do you feel it? Where do you feel that power building? For that power that you feel is the essence. So when we bring in that happiness, we are touching the oneness of all life. But you see, sitting in the power is something that's been around for a very long time. Even though it's become very popular, we see this within our world and we reflect upon this practice. But it is an energetic space for you to unfold for many different reasons, to sit within the own energy, to heal, to understand that you are much more than your physicality, and also to help with your mediumistic links when you are blending with the spirit world. You see, there are many different reasons why each individual sits, and it's recognizing why each of you are sitting. What are you wanting to unfold? Are you sitting to understand who is there and works with you, to understand your purpose? So there is much more detail that we can go into with this. But you see, each experience is personal to the individual, and how you get there is different according to each person's individuality. Because I may say about the memories, and that may not be helpful. So then I may say, well, let's find a focus on something. Perhaps visualization helps that individual to calm, to allow that conscious awareness to calm down. And as that happens, my dear, then what's beneath those thoughts of the conscious awareness? Well, it's the presence, it's energy. And so that universal power is all around you. And you are connected always to the spirit world. It's just the physical, the ego that stops you from recognizing what's already there. You understand, dear?
I do, and it makes total sense, and you explain it so beautifully and lovely. So thank you. I just wanted to ask, and this is a personal question. I've got so many questions; we could sit here for hours. But
Yes.
a question I've got is when I go to sit for spirit, I always feel that I'm going with a reason or an intention, but I feel that if I don't have an intention, then how would guides draw close? Or am I just overcomplicating this? Do I just need to sit with no intention?
Well, my dear, some will say sit with intention. What does that truly achieve? For yes, a clear intention is allowing a focus within the consciousness itself, but it's also allowing you to recognize the vibration, the frequency that you are wanting to explore. So within evidential, you know yourself. For I feel, young man, that you are developing your evidential aspect. And,
Oh, yes.
well, yes, my dear, and you know, what I want to say to you is at times that, mind gets involved, and so you're looking at ways to express, to understand how to move into the essence and the energy of the communicator. And that's not something that is easy at times, but through the intention, you're learning that that works for you because it's helping you to build that particular vibration. It's giving you a focus as a medium. And as a medium, you need to learn the art of concentration and focus within the altered states itself. But you see, for others, just sitting and allowing what is necessary may be good for them. But you see, each one of us as guides works differently with our mediums. And so it's really, if you look back, my dear, at the past of spiritualism in your world, us guides would gather close to get them to just sit and understand the silence, understand the power, and then allow the natural flow of that communication to follow. And so I would also say to experiment with this. So what I'm saying here is do both and see which one works for you and where does it lead you. Okay, my dear?
Thank you. I wanted to ask you, and I promise, if you just, I'm going to ask you lots of questions, but you can say anything you like if you want to talk. I just wanted to ask you, when someone selects lessons that they need to learn in their soul plan, how do you know if you've had one of those lessons? Can you feel it? I guess the question I'm asking is, what are the signatures that a lesson has been integrated versus repeated? Would I know if one of my soul objectives has been ticked off, so to speak?
Well, my dear, an interesting question there. What I would say is that within you is the deepness of your soul. You come here within this life to have a soul, to live as a soul, to learn your lessons. And when you go back to the spirit world, there are many different expansions of your life, previous existences as well, my dear, that come into this. And that is why at times you will feel that you're having that déjà vu moment and you feel that you've been there before. And so at times when you are learning about your lesson that perhaps you didn't learn about last time, and then you're down here again to see how you can progress with it, well, the more that you tap into the vibration of the soul and the true essence of the spirit that comes with the soul, you start to feel on a different level that's very different to the conscious awareness. But you see, there is only so much that you can become aware of, because otherwise, if you knew everything, there'd be no reason to come here. So you come here to learn. You come here to understand and progress within the soul. But what I want to say, is it possible to become aware of those soul lessons that perhaps you previously didn't achieve before? Well, yes, because it can come in that déjà vu moment, which the conscious mind won't really be able to understand. But on the level and the deepness of the soul, there will be a different feeling. For you see, the language of spirit is through that feeling. You understand?
Oh, hello, dear listener. It's me, Jason Paul, and I want to welcome you to my Christmas grotto. Honestly, half the elves are on strike, the wrapping paper has run out, half the fairy lights have blown, the cat's eaten the tinsel, and even the QR codes for the naughty list have stopped working. Honestly, festive joy everywhere you look. I've had enough of it, I tell you. Meanwhile, I'm here trying to record episodes, edit intros, and not accidentally superglue my fingers to a gift tag. Santa does one night of work, and I've been in this for weeks. Now, I've just taken what we call a fag break, just for 5 minutes. I've told the elves that I need to step away. I'm struggling to even keep a serious face in this, but I've got essentially a Christmas competition for you. Now, I'm giving away my top 5 spiritual books. Most of them, quite a few of them are about mediumship, but I don't want to spoil the Christmas surprise. Where is the fun in that? So, I'm going to give away not the originals because I love them, and you wouldn't want them anyway because the corners are all bent and they look horrible. There's highlighter all over them. So I will be sending you brand new copies, but books that have genuinely shaped my spiritual journey and I refer to all the time. So to enter, it's really simple. All you need to do is leave a podcast review on Apple or Spotify. So just leave a review on Apple or Spotify. One review, very simply, is one entry into Santa's magical draw. The winner will be announced on the Christmas Day episode, which I'll probably be recording whilst solely on mince pies and driving the ship here at the Christmas HQ on Blind Faith. So I will announce the winner, leave a review on Apple or Spotify. It helps other people to find the show, and it will get you off my naughty list if I could get the QR code working.
Yes, I do. And it makes sense. From your perspective, being in the spirit world and from the spirit world's perspective, what is love in its purest form? And how can we integrate it more into our human lives? Because it's difficult down here at the moment. It's difficult.
Well, love itself. You know, love, some people will say, is an emotion. Others will say it's an expression of life. Others will say it's a bond, an energetic space where two souls, let's say soulmates that are destined to be together, create one band of power. But love in itself is creation. It's what made all of existence. Is what allows this communication to be possible. That is the power. For when you open your soul, you're learning to touch an infinite power that is beyond the human comprehension, but is felt. Love is felt. It's not thought. It's not the romance that you have, as nice as that is, upon your world. But true love, from our perspective, is really that clear path. Just like that beautiful diamond. It has many different facets to it. But if the sun shines through on it, it's difficult to look at. It's difficult to be able to focus because of its overwhelming vibration. And so, what is your understanding of love? For yes, love can be man-made in terms of opening up to that romantic love, as I have already said. But there is a higher love, a spiritual love. And so, it's about how you can learn to tap into the love of self, which is the love of your own eternal spirit. And that is truly our service, to help guide, not to live your life for you, but to help you open up to that vulnerability where the sensitivity can start to come forward in a comfortable way that the individual feels that they can cope with. And so the spiritual journey for me is love. For within my church, when I was here, it was a service of love and learning to be kind, learning to give, all of this. And so it's looking at the bigger picture. It's recognizing patience. For love is within everything. It's the oneness of all life, dear.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask what personal question. What do you feel that I need to do in my mediumship right now? If you're able to tell me, what piece of advice would you give me?
Oh, my dear. Well, I already touched upon the evidence, and I feel as though that the evidence is that aspect that is changing. But I would say that you are moving more into that blending with the communication, with the communicator. You understand, dear?
Mm.
And so what I want to say to you is you have a very inquisitive mind, and at times the mind wants to understand a lot. It gets excited and overwhelmed within the moment at times, which is okay. But I would say that you are also very interested in the deeper philosophy of the spirit, and that interests you to understand that power, to understand the soul, and to explore more of the trance states within your mediumship. For it is something that you are having those feelings of pulling towards those particular aspects of development. You understand?
I do, and that's very helpful.
And so, you do struggle with sitting at times. That comes a bit of a pain.
Yes.
At times you sit there and you go, that's it, I've had enough. Not going to do it anymore. And that's okay, my dear. But it's finding how you move into the power. You're very one with nature. And so, when you're near the water, when you're near the sea, that you're calling to recognize how you can move into that calm and that vibration and energy. So my suggestion is go out into nature, go and sit and blend and be one. Does that help in some way, dear?
It does, and you definitely hit the nail on the head there. I guess I want to just give you the floor now to speak to the audience and to leave them with anything that you think will help them at this time. So, as I say, the floor is yours.
Oh, well, thank you, my dear. So, what I want to say is really about the art of letting go. As a medium, and some of you that are interested in sitting, unfolding, perhaps you are a healer, perhaps you are a psychic. There are many gifts of the spirit, but learn to have patience. For we see you rushing around, very busy. And of course, we don't have time in our world. We don't have that like you do within yours. And so, we observe, we listen, we hear your thoughts. But what do you do about it? To hear our thoughts? Do you sit enough? Do you spend that time to sit and create that bond of relationship between your helpers, between those that work with you, from the spirit side of life. Learn to let go. Learn to trust within the moment. For when you let go, all will be revealed. For when you let go, everything will start to feel clearer. The path is never easy, but that is your interpretation. So learn from your mistakes and grow from them. But don't forget the good times that you had upon your journey. Don't forget, for good memories are important for your soul, for it helps to build your energy, and it helps for you to be in harmony with all that you are. Learn to be one. Learn to love. For if you come from that place of love, everything else will flow, my dears. And as it will flow, the conscious awareness will let go. And so, that's what I want you to listen to. Take what you want from my words, from Brother Francis today, but learn to be wise when you need to be, when you need to look at different perspectives with your lessons. Be gentle, but don't rush, for when you rush, you're forgetting what you are building, which is your foundation for your growth of spirituality. Be open to the possibilities, for they are endless. But you need to sit. You need to learn to bring us close. And that happens through that presence, in however it works for each one of you. But I want to say, don't give up, but strive for more. And empower yourself as an individual, as a medium. Learn to be gentle and recognize the service that you are doing on behalf of our world. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You are most welcome, my dear.